Buonasera e benvenuti a Roma, lo dico anche a me stesso, benvenuti nella sala Sinopoli dell'Auditorium della Musica di Roma, Parco della Musica di Roma. Perché benvenuti? Ho questo ruolo questa sera, sono un po' qui a dirigere il traffico, ma è un benvenuto che abbiamo ricevuto tutti noi che siamo venuti qui oggi da tutti i volontari di Conscious Planet, i volontari di Save Soil, il team che sta organizzando questo evento. Questa sera è un delirio, signore e signori, e quindi mettetevi comodi perché c'è tantissimo da vedere. Un sacco di ospiti con noi: Brunori Sass, Elisa, Noemi, Malika Iane, Fabio Volo, Giovanni Caccamo. C'è il CEO del World Food Program, Manoj Juneja, questa sera, che parlerà e insomma è una personalità importante che si rivolgerà a questo auditorio. E siamo tutti qui per una sola causa: salvaguardare il suolo del nostro pianeta. Con noi fra poco sul palco c'è e ci sarà il fondatore di Conscious Planet e di Save Soil, Sadhguru. Meritatissimo. Lasciatemi soltanto dire una cosa: nice sunglasses, man. I love them. I love them. Grazie. Dopo gli chiederò anche di provarli. Comunque, il buon Sadhguru, come sapete, come credo sappiate, ha iniziato un viaggio che dal Regno Unito lo porterà fino all'India medio orientale in motocicletta, come avrebbe detto mio padre, in motocicletta. Bene sì, 30.000 chilometri attraverso 27 diversi paesi, diverse città, le vado ad elencare: Birmingham, Londra, Amsterdam, Berlino, Praga, Lisbona, anzi scusate, Lubiana, Venezia sono le città che hanno ospitato fino ad adesso il tour di Save Soil, e adesso tocca a Roma. E quindi siamo qua questa sera a mandare un messaggio molto importante, un messaggio di consapevolezza ambientale. Salvaguardare il suolo significa mantenere vita nel nostro pianeta. Aiutateci a farlo, diffondete il messaggio con l'hashtag SaveSoil, potete taggare gli account Conscious Planet Italiano e anche l'account Billboard Italia. Prima di entrare nel vivo di questo show, mettetevi gli occhiali se ne avete bisogno, perché vi spieghiamo un po' meglio che cos'è Save Soil con questo video.
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects, but we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet. By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy. In most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years. The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it, now in 2020, If you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
We have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by ploughing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be on agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible, some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. Conscious Planet is launching Save Soil movement to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations to activate support from the citizenry to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil. So we must hear the word soil, save soil everywhere to see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. Many global leaders and influencers are already participating in the movement. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
From my part, as much as I can contribute.
And the movement that you are taken up, I could not expect any more God's blessing than that.
We're going to save the soil. Do your part.
And saving the soils.
Our future, our children's future, and our planet's future depend on it.
Sadhguru, save soil, my friend.
We need to save our soils.
And TN Barbuda is part of the Save Soil mission.
Save the soil.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make this happen.
Let us make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Save Soil, bello grosso, Save Soil, vi ricordo l'hashtag Save Soil, lo dico a tutti voi che siete qui, che avete affrontato anche un po' la pioggia là fuori, mi sa che piove, no? Piove ancora? Me lo confermate? Non piove più? Fantastico, è tornato il sole, vedi? Grazie Sadhguru, sempre gentilissimo. Thank you for bringing the sun back. Or anyway, for stopping the rain, which is quite as good. Io volevo dire a tutti voi di taggare ovviamente Conscious Planet italiano, di taggare Billboard, di menzionare l'hashtag Save Soil, ma soprattutto adesso di scaldare le mani, perché arriva una artista che ho sentito prima in soundcheck e mi ha mi ha, come dire, mi ha curato l'anima, ed è bello sapere che oltre a essere attenta ai temi della sostenibilità e dell'ambiente è anche una delle migliori artiste italiane, ed è bello vederla qui su questo palco. Fate un grande applauso a Malika Yane.
Buonasera. Grazie. Se ti sorprendi a ridere, solo tu sai perché. Come un contagio passa già da te a chi ti guarderà. Libertà, concetto semplice. Se non rinunci al complicato, che sia per sempre un giorno, solo un attimo, che sembri un pericolo, che sia per scherzo, sbaglio, per miracolo, purché sia tempesta, tempesta. Rubare tempo e non lo so, non è così difficile. Resta l'incognita però di quanto poi sai perdere. La libertà sembra temibile, come un vulcano addormentato, che sia per sempre un giorno, solo un attimo, che sembri un pericolo, che sia per scherzo, sbaglio, per miracolo, purché sia tempesta, tempesta. Libertà, concetto semplice. Se non ne sai il significato, che sia per sempre un giorno, solo un attimo, che sembri un pericolo, che sia per scherzo, sbaglio, per miracolo, purché sia tempesta, tempesta. Grazie. Il maestro Carlo Gaudiello al piano. As far as I can see, it's too much freedom for me. That's the way you like it. If she's so happy to be, it's never enough for me. That's the way I like it. You taste the melody without referee. That's the way they like it. No commodities, not even a cup of tea. That's the way way I like it. Oh, keep on feeling better. Love, be please and stay. Really doesn't matter. Wake me up today. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You never need, that's the way I like it. The Santa Marta sea, the chapter walks in peace, that's the way I like it. Oh, keep on feeling better. Lord, be pleased and stay. Really doesn't matter. Wake me up today. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Not even when I run on pride, I change, rearrange my car. Not even when I run on pride, I change, rearrange my Thank you. Grazie mille, grazie.
Malika!
Ehi!
Aspetta che sposto l'asta. Facciamo un po' di pulizia al palco. Brava.
Grazie.
Grazie.
No, è un
Si è alzato anche
piacere.
Sadhguru, quindi Sadhguru ha detto sì. Ha detto
Thank
sì.
you.
Bravissima. Tra l'altro il tuo fischio è potentissimo. Cioè è un fischio incredibile.
So fare solo cose utilissime, no? In caso di emergenza chiamatemi e io fischierò.
Senti, volevo condividere con te il momento in cui sei stata coinvolta in questo progetto, in questo evento, in questa tappa del Save Soil, perché secondo me è curioso come la vita ci porta magari in direzioni opposte alla vita di altri che abbiamo incontrato e poi a un certo punto magicamente questi personaggi ritornano. È successo anche un po' per me, insomma Luca Masini, che ha contribuito a organizzare questa serata, mi ha chiamato a un certo punto e mi fa: sto facendo questo. E un po' è andata anche a te così.
Esattamente, un amico che non sentivo da 1000 anni, probabilmente suonavamo insieme quando forse ero appena maggiorenne, e mi ha raccontato il suo percorso di cambiamento attraverso la pratica dello yoga, e anch'io pratico, quindi insomma è come avere già una carta da spendere bene.
Da spendersi,
e
certo.
quindi mi ha raccontato di questo percorso diverso, spirituale più alto, ma non è stato tanto concentrato su di sé quanto subito, immediatamente mi ha raccontato questo progetto. E quindi non ho potuto che dirgli sì, perché andando ad approfondire un po' la curiosità, un po' la sua affidabilità, e insomma mi hanno fatto pensare che fosse la cosa giusta da fare essere qui.
E infatti è molto bello averti. Ti faccio solo un'ultima domanda, perché per me Malika è un animale urbano, cioè sei un animale metropolitano. Come vivendo fra Milano e Berlino, che hanno, diciamo, sono due città che hanno sì dei parchi molto diversi fra loro, però il rapporto con la natura in città è sempre un po' un punto interrogativo, oppure un discorso un po' aperto. Ecco, tu come lo vivi?
Ma io cerco di ricordarmi che non è che ci sono le città con dentro i parchi, ma che le città sono degli agglomerati di cose dentro a degli enormi spazi di natura, no? E quindi cerco, con fatica, perché poi la vita appunto urbana non è esattamente la più sostenibile del mondo, però cerco di ricordarmi proprio di essere un pezzetto di questo fantastico mondo di risorse naturali e di comportarmi come se vivessi in mezzo a un bosco, probabilmente, quindi con lo stesso rispetto delle cose e vabbè, più banalmente quello che fanno tutti tutti, quindi cerco di non usare l'auto, se non magari quelle in sharing, riciclare il più possibile, camminare tantissimo, la bici, insomma le cose normali. Ecco.
Le cose giuste. E allora consumiamo un po' di, come dire, pelle delle dita. Un grande applauso per Malika.
Grazie, grazie mille.
E grazie, anche perché uno dietro l'altro al momento di un altro grande artista, un artista che sa creare armonia fra l'uomo e la natura, che perlomeno la cerca e cerca di restituirla anche in musica, Giovanni Caccamo.
As humanity faces an unknown future, we must recognize the fact that we simply cannot go back to our behavior from before.
Both as solitary individuals and as a globe, we are in a time of deep reflection, and now, more than ever, we have the opportunity to reimagine our world. Just as we have the power to wound, we also have the power to heal.
We can reimagine our world, and we are asking you to join us.
Fidati del vento, siamo vele in movimento, anime presenti, spazi senza tempo, nuvole nell'aria, respiri, passaggi. Culle di speranza, fra timori e pentimento, flussi di coscienza, fiori nel cemento, la libertà di scegliere il silenzio ci salva. Dai luoghi comuni, dalle scuse, dalla sete, dalla povertà delle illusioni e dalle offese. Hai sentito quanta fame c'è nell'aria di un cambiamento? Dove siamo rimasti? Cosa abbiamo perduto? Nella fretta del tempo, nel potere del nulla, il valore di un pianto, il respiro profondo delle piccole cose. Non saremo distanti dai bisogni del mondo, perché nessuno si salva da solo. È il momento di creare un equilibrio, di affrontare con coraggio il cambiamento. La mattina dopo, la mattina dopo, la mattina dopo. Compi le tue scelte senza dubitare, vivi nel tuo corpo, ruga dopo ruga la bellezza si trasforma, ma tu non ti condannare alle apparenze, perché siamo portatori di un messaggio, perché in fondo siamo solo di passaggio. Hai sentito che calore c'è nell'aria e il cambiamento? Dove siamo rimasti? Cosa abbiamo perduto? Nella fretta del tempo, nel potere del nulla, il valore di un pianto, il respiro profondo delle piccole cose. Non saremo distanti dai bisogni del mondo, perché nessuno si salva da solo. È il momento di trovare un equilibrio, di affrontare con coraggio il cambiamento. La mattina dopo, la mattina dopo, la mattina dopo. Grazie. È davvero un piacere essere qui oggi e condividere insieme delle energie, rispondere all'urlo della terra.
We have ignored it far too long, and this song I'm about to play now is called Eternal, and it deals with our need for love, timeless love, and with no scope and with no end.
Senza scopo, senza fine. Sento che in questo momento qualcosa di strano, qualcosa di eterno mi tiene la mano e tutte le pagine di questa vita le ho tra le dita. Prendimi la mano, scappiamo via lontano, in un mondo senza nebbia, in un mondo senza rabbia, chiusi dentro di noi. Insieme io e te, per sempre. Senza volere niente, a parte questo nostro naufragare e non cercare niente, più niente a parte noi e non capire niente, a parte che l'amore può salvare e non volere niente, soltanto gli occhi tuoi, per sempre gli occhi tuoi. Penso che questo momento rimanga nel tempo, rimane da solo, rimane un regalo, rimane un tesoro che non potrò mai lasciare. E prendimi la mano, scappiamo via lontano, in un mondo senza nebbia, in un mondo senza rabbia, chiusi dentro di noi. Insieme per te, per sempre, senza volere niente, a parte questo nostro naufragare e non cercare niente, più niente a parte noi e non capire niente, a parte che l'amore può salvare e non volere niente, soltanto gli occhi tuoi, per sempre gli occhi tuoi. Siamo distanti dagli altri come stelle, siamo la stessa pelle, siamo senza un addio, siamo bellezza che si libera nell'aria, onde sulla sabbia nella stessa direzione, senza lasciarsi mai, senza lasciarsi mai, senza volere niente, senza cercare niente, e non capire niente, a parte che l'amore può salvare e non volere niente, soltanto gli occhi tuoi, per sempre gli occhi tuoi. Sento che in questo momento qualcosa di strano, qualcosa di eterno mi tiene la mano e tutte le pagine di questa vita le ho tra le dita. E l'ultima canzone che vi farò ascoltare è una canzone straordinaria scritta da Franco Battiato e Manlio Sgalambro. Ho ricevuto tanto da questo artista, da quest'uomo straordinario, immenso, generoso, che ci ha lasciato un'eredità comune e sicuramente questa canzone oggi è una di queste perle preziose da custodire per sempre. Ti proteggerò dalle paure delle ipocondrie, dai turbamenti che da oggi incontrerai per la tua via. Dalle ingiustizie e dagli inganni del tuo tempo, dai fallimenti che per tua natura normalmente attirerai. Ti solleverò dai dolori e dai tuoi sbalzi d'umore, dalle ossessioni delle tue manie. Supererò le correnti gravitazionali, lo spazio e la luce per non farti invecchiare. E guarirai da tutte le malattie, perché sei un essere speciale ed io avrò cura di te. Che avrò cura di te. Grazie mille. Franco Battiato.
Giovanni Caccamo.
Ciao Carlo.
Grazie anche per questo tributo al maestro Franco Battiato. Lo diciamo a tutti quelli che ci seguono anche in streaming e non solo qua questa sera. The Italian Masterpiece, la cura by the Italian maestro Franco Battiato. Così per mettere un po' di inglese che va sempre
certo.
bene. Senti Giovanni, io vorrei ripartire dal testo che apre il cambiamento, perché è un dialogo.
Sì.
È un dialogo molto bello, che sintetizzo. Siccome abbiamo il potere di creare i problemi, abbiamo anche il potere di risolverli. Come mai hai deciso di aprire quel brano con questo testo, con questo dialogo, che sembra peraltro perfetto per descrivere anche la campagna Save Soil?
Sì, ma diciamo che il disco Parola che racchiude un po' 3 anni del mio lavoro è un disco in cui ogni canzone è ispirata a
3 years of my work, and every song is inspired by a text or a literature text or a contemporary poem. Patti Smith and Jessica Smith, who are sensitive to this dialogue between mankind and nature, wrote this dialogue. They interpreted it as a metaphor of a dialogue between Mother Nature and its own creatures. So the song Change was written being inspired by this text. I believe that we must urgently listen to the earth crying for help, and it's been so for too long. The futility of our lives makes us see it. The illusion that we can be in the center of the world is becoming more and more manifest. It's a big illusion. We can't save ourselves on our own. Only together can we do that. It is true. So we can bring about a big change. Well, in terms of texts or lyrics becoming manifestos for change, what can you say? Well, I addressed all Italians because I will spend the next few months touring around universities, asking young people what they would change about the society they live in and how. And the idea is that I will gather through the web, and those symposiums will create this manifest for change that I will hand over to Pope Francis and the President of the Republic as a contribution of the young Italians, as a collective project. I will vote you. Thank you very much, Giovanni Caccamo. Thank you, Sadhguru. Long live peace. Thank you very much. Well, we talked about regeneration of the soil and regeneration of ourselves. Regenerating means living, means changing, transforming ourselves. And there is a person who is an expert in metamorphoses. Please welcome her with a big round of applause. Noemi.
Grazie.
Mi dici che non funziona più, siamo soli adesso noi sopra un pianeta blu. E quando arriva sera invadi la mia sfera, non è la primavera che non sento da un po', non sento da un po'. I brividi sulla mia pelle, il tuo nome fra le stelle. Sembra ieri che la sera ci stringeva quando tu stringevi me. Ricordo ancora quella sera, guardavamo le code delle navi dalla spiaggia sparire. Vedi che son qui che tremo, parla, 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 parla con me. Ma forse ho solo dato tutto per scontato e mi ripeto che scema non saper fingere. Dentro ti amo e fuori tremo come glicine di notte. Scommetto che ora non prendi più l'abitudine di fare sempre come vuoi tu. E quando arriva sera mi manca l'atmosfera, non è la primavera. Sembra ieri che la sera ci stringeva quando tu stringevi me. Ricordo ancora quella sera, guardavamo le code delle navi dalla spiaggia sparire. Vedi che son qui che tremo, parla, 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 parla con me. Ma forse ho solo dato tutto per scontato e mi ripeto che scema non saper fingere. Dentro ti amo e fuori tremo come glicine di notte. Dietro di noi vedo giorni spesi su treni infiniti. Forse è solo che mi manca parte di un passato lontano come Marte. Tu cosa dirai vedendomi arrivare quando ti raggiungerò? Ricordo ancora quella sera, guardavamo le code delle navi dalla spiaggia sparire. Vedi che son qui che tremo, parla, 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 parla con me. Ma forse ho solo dato tutto per scontato e mi ripeto che scema non saper fingere. Dentro ti amo e fuori tremo come glicine di notte. Ora che non posso più, a quando ero bambina ed ero salva da ogni male. E da te, da te, da te. Grazie mille. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Sono molto contenta. I'm very happy to be here. I think, that Saved Soil is an amazing, è una fantastica iniziativa e credo che sia importante pensare al futuro. devo dire che io faccio parte di una generazione, I'm part of a generation, you know, we are the first kids that were beginning to be aware of the planet, you know. I remember this movie, you know, Fern Gully, you know, it was talking about, you know, this huge forest that was in, you know, in danger, and finally the spirit of forest, you know, saves the forest. And I think that we have to be that spirit, you know, because I want my kids to live in a beautiful planet, in touch with nature. And sometimes, you know, when, you know, we have big issues, you know, we feel so small, but together we can, you know, we can win and we can build everything, so. È difficile, ma ce la possiamo fare. The next song is Vuoto a perdere, which means, you know, empty to lose, to waste, you know. Sometimes I feel like this. We can feel like this because life is an amazing trip, you know. Good things, bad things, you know, the bad things makes us sometimes sorry and makes us feel kind of useless, but, you know, nobody is useless too. So, buon ascolto. Sono un peso per me stessa, sono un vuoto a perdere, sono diventata grande senza neanche accorgermene. Ed ora sono qui che mi guardo crescere la mia cellulite e le mie nuove consapevolezze. Sai, ti dirò come mai giro ancora per strada, vado a fare la spesa, ma non mi fermo più. Io sono un'altra da me stessa, sono un vuoto a perdere, sono diventata questa senza neanche accorgermene. Grazie. Ok. Forse non ho mai capito se la tua è paura solo di rischiare, se mangiare lacrime col pane ti fa stare male, non lo vuoi più, non lo vuoi più. Camminare per le strade coi lampioni accesi sopra il cuore, respirare polvere, catrame e farsi male, non parlare più. Forse un po' sui tuoi ci penserò, non finirò l'ossigeno perché non sai che sono anche capace di restare con le gambe a penzoloni e di guardare giù, anche se poi soffro di vertigini per te. E guarda, non mi importa, importa di stare su una corda ferma. Ottimo, passano, cambiano le stagioni nell'Antartico, se poi ci sfioriamo per un attimo, ritornerò. non sai che posso anche restare con le gambe a penzoloni e poi guardare giù, anche se poi soffro di vertigini per te. E guarda, non mi importa, importa di stare su una corda ferma e di guardare giù. Thank you so much. Okay. The next song is my last song, you know. And I think I really love this. This is a concept that the natural men's, natural women's in the world, I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful concept to, you know, keep in mind for the future of our generation. I really love this song that Carole King wrote for Aretha Franklin. That is Natural Woman. I will try to sing it for you. I think that music goes beyond, you know, ego, goes beyond a lot of stuff. I think that messages through music are the best way of doing it. So I hope to everybody a beautiful evening, you know, and to be natural women and natural men. I really hope we will be able to do this. Okay. Looking out on a morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And then I knew I had to face another day. Oh Lord, it makes me feel so tired. But for the day I met you, life was unkind. But you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel and make me feel, and you make me feel a woman. You make me feel, and you make me feel. I feel like a woman, a natural woman, a natural woman. To me. Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Thank you, Sadhguru.
Noemi! Dove fuggi? No, aspetta, prendi il microfono. Ti voglio fare un... Vai? Voilà.
No, I'm a big fan.
Lo so, ti vedo. Vieni così montano il palco per... Vieni verso il pianoforte che hai tanto amato e suonato, perché così montano per il prossimo artista. Volevo chiederti, insomma, cavalcando questo entusiasmo...
know that you played amazingly. So, considering your enthusiasm, what made you come around? What are the three main reasons for you to support Save Soil? Well, I believe it is important to understand how we can solve problems, and Save Soil is
la possibilità di rinnovare quelli che sono i terreni, no? Io veramente c'ho in testa questo ricordo di questo film Ferngully, dove c'era questa foresta in pericolo, e credo che il contatto con la natura e il fatto di creare anche un circuito virtuoso tra chi insomma lavora in un certo ambito, no? Che sia poi, che dia in qualche modo a un'ecocompatibilità di diventare una realtà in tutti i sensi è fondamentale. Credo che sia importante per le generazioni future, veramente noi con i nostri alti e bassi, no? Perché siamo figli di un periodo dove l'ecosostenibilità è entrata nelle nostre case piano piano.
Ecosostenibilità.
Eco-sustainability. We're not talking about ego sustainability.
È una specie di ossimoro vivente,
Esatto, vivente,
perché
sì.
non c'è sostenibilità nell'egocentrismo, anzi se ci sentiamo parte di una roba dove ognuno di noi ha il suo ruolo e insieme possiamo fare dei grandi cambiamenti è fondamentale. Quindi, essendo stata una bambina dove, insomma, a noi è iniziato a parlare pure dell'importanza di avere delle abitudini che fossero ecosostenibili, che ne so, i giocattoli.
Topics like the importance of having...
naturale essere qua in qualche maniera.
Credo che sia bello anche per queste generazioni future poter usufruire di un pianeta sano.
Certo.
Cioè, noi per fortuna ce lo siamo goduto, che era mezzo, insomma, un po' in bilico. Spero che con questa consciousness gli altri potremo riuscire a tornare un po' indietro, certo, e a regalare un bel pianeta anche a chi...
Part of the mission. Grazie mille, Noemi.
Grazie a te, Carlo.
Grazie. Ti lascio favorire perché, vedi, tu sei un artista che usa il piano, il prossimo artista invece ha bisogno dello sgabello. Yes. Va così, va così. Allora, permettetemi al volo di raccontare questa cosa, perché nella vita faccio un altro mestiere tendenzialmente rispetto a questo, e ero in riunione, una riunione milanese molto noiosa, molto burocratica, quando a un certo punto squilla il mio telefono ripetutamente, 3-4 volte, e ogni volta vedo comparire il nome del manager del prossimo artista. E dico, ma questo che cazzo vuole? Non capisce che sono in riunione? Niente, continua a chiamare. A un certo punto mi arriva un messaggio e il messaggio dice urgente, Sadhguru, e lì ho capito che quest'artista questa sera ci voleva essere e c'è, e quindi accogliete con un grande applauso Mr. Dario Brunori.
In pratica sono un imbucato, questa è la... Mi sono autoinvitato, ma non potevo mancare. Cioè, abbiamo Sadhguru, cioè... Che meraviglia, ragazzi, cioè, questa è una meraviglia, non potevo non esserci. Infatti canto solo una canzone perché le mie sono canzoni tristissime, quindi ne faccio uno solo perché porto, così non, insomma, la gioia rimane sempre alta, con me scende un po' ma poi risale. Te ne sei accorto, sì, che parti per scalare le montagne e poi ti fermi al primo ristorante e non ci pensi più. Te ne sei accorto, sì, che tutto questo rischio calcolato toglie il sapore pure al cioccolato e non ti basta più. Ma l'hai capito che non serve a niente mostrarti sorridente agli occhi della gente, e che il dolore serve proprio come serve la felicità. Aira, 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 aira. Te ne sei accorto, sì, che passi tutto il giorno a disegnare quella barchetta ferma in mezzo al mare e non ti butti mai. Te ne sei accorto, no, che non c'hai più le palle per rischiare di diventare quello che ti pare e non ci credi più. Ma l'hai capito che non ti serve a niente sembrare intelligente agli occhi della gente e che morire serve anche a rinascere. La verità è che ti fa paura l'idea di scomparire, l'idea che tutto quello a tutto il rappi prima o poi dovrà finire. La verità è che non vuoi cambiare, che non sai rinunciare a quelle 4-5 cose a cui non credi neanche più. Dai, dai, dai. La verità è che ti fa paura l'idea di scomparire, l'idea che tutto quello a cui ti aggrappi prima o poi dovrà morire. La verità è che non vuoi cambiare, che non sai rinunciare a quelle 4-5 cose a cui non credi neanche più. Grazie di cuore.
Yes! L'eclettico, divertito, magnifico e autoinvitatissimo Dario Brunori. Buonasera.
Grazie di cuore, Carletto.
Sempre un piacere. Oh, grazie. Cioè, fai come fossi a casa tua, ovviamente.
Sì, certo, che mi autoinvito, entro, faccio.
Se vuoi autoinvitarti anche alla cena di Sadhguru, per noi va bene.
Cioè, assolutamente. Quello non so se conviene, perché come vedi sono un artista a tutto tondo.
La realtà è questa. Volevo sottolineare con questo aneddoto molto divertente, perlomeno per me, che il nome di Sadhguru, la sua opera, riesce a richiamare anche persone che non ti aspetteresti, che vogliono esserci con tutto loro stesse, quasi a conferma della bontà di questo progetto e farsene carico anche da un certo punto di vista.
Sì, ti ringrazio quando dici, capito, persone da cui non te l'aspetti, quindi praticamente una visione mia di un personaggio che non ha alcun anelito alla spiritualità.
Io non sapevo che facessi yoga, non lo sapevo.
Ma ora non esageriamo, perché potrebbe essere, diciamo, lo faccio,
Raccontaci
lo pratico.
Quando hai conosciuto Sadhguru?
Un po' di mesi fa, devo dire, su internet stavo facendo vari giri notturni e a un certo punto mi è apparso ed è stato un crescendo. Io ho cominciato a fare alcune pratiche proprio prendendo spunto da alcuni video su YouTube, poi sono entrato in contatto con uno dei maestri, degli insegnanti qui italiani e da un po' di tempo sto praticando con ovviamente ancora risultati scarsissimi come puoi vedere, però mi sto impegnando ogni giorno e quindi in questi giorni quando ho saputo che c'era questa possibilità,
you know, when I knew that he would be here and that there was this chance, I couldn't miss it. Okay, let's change the stage. In the meantime, I'll ask you to come over here. So we are here.
La campagna Save Soil si diffonde anche grazie alle persone che se ne fanno.
So the Save Soil campaign.
Che cosa ti ha colpito di questa campagna e in che maniera credi che sia
is very important for you? So
sostenerla e diffonderla anche suonando banalmente.
Diciamo che mi colpisce in questo momento della mia vita tutto ciò che ha a che fare chiaramente con le condizioni del pianeta, perché stiamo vivendo, devo dire che Sadhguru spesso e volentieri ci spiega molto linearmente che tutti i conflitti in qualche modo interiori poi hanno una loro manifestazione nel macro, vale per quello che stiamo vivendo adesso con la guerra, vale per ciò che facciamo al nostro pianeta e si può tradurre in una sorta di inconsapevolezza. Ecco, prendere una maggiore consapevolezza fa sì che poi ci si senta sensibili e ci si veda come un uno, no? Come qualcosa di unico e chiaramente questa campagna, così come altre campagne, io sto seguendo anche una mia campagna proprio nel senso della campagna, che ho proprio una campagna.
Campagna, quella vera.
No, è vero, ho deciso a un certo punto, forse anche perché molto spesso mi dicevano come artista che le mie erano braccia rubate all'agricoltura, ho deciso di buttarmi sulla terra e sto facendo un percorso con degli amici che si occupano proprio e hanno una visione molto vicina all'idea di un recupero di un'agricoltura che era rispettosa, che non pensava solo alla produzione, all'iperproduzione, ma un'agricoltura che è rispettosa anche proprio del ciclo delle stagioni.
Certo, io penso che il suolo nelle tue mani sia un po'
which is a type of agriculture which respects natural cycles.
Grazie mille.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dario Bunori.
Grazie a tutti voi, bellissimo.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
È una grandissima artista, una meravigliosa artista, una cantautrice, una arrangiatrice, una compositrice, una performer ed adesso è anche alleata delle Nazioni Unite per il
She's a performer, she's fantastic, and she is also a supporter of the United Nations. Let's hear it for Elisa.
Ciao a tutti, grazie mille, è un onore essere qui. Ok, farò 2 canzoni un po' vecchie ma che hanno qualcosa a che fare con la natura. Hard times flowing, my eyes couldn't see. Stars shining, my heart couldn't feel the beauty of the rising sun. And I'm lost like a bottle that floats in the sea. Forever will somebody pick up my hope, will somebody try? Will I realize? 'Cause it's broken, broken. Something got broken, like stolen, stolen. Like if it was stolen and hurting, hurting. I have been hurting, but now only time will tell, time will heal. Just be says of truth that I choose to keep, and no matter if now they are gone, no matter if I am alone, still I can get back on my feet and walk on, as I know there was something to learn. I know there will always be more worth moving on for. Though it's broken, broken, something got broken, like stolen, stolen. Like if it was stolen and hurting, hurting. I have been hurting and now only time will tell. 'Cause it's broken, broken, something got at you as soon as your eyes cross the rise. But something has to happen first. I know that winter has to come before it blossoms. So it's broken, broken. Something got broken, it's stolen, stolen. Like if it was stolen and hurting, hurting. I have been hurting, but now only time will tell. 'Cause it's broken, broken. Something got broken, just like stolen, stolen. Like if it was stolen and hurting, hurting. I have been hurting, but now only time will tell. Time will heal. Grazie. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo, doo-doo. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo, doo-doo. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo. You are not an enemy anymore. There's a ray of light just upon your face now. I can look into your eyes. I never thought it could be so simple. You can hear the music with no sounds. You can hear my heart without me knowing. I can cry in front of you, 'cause you're not afraid to face my weakness. When we'll wake up some morning, rain will wash away your pain. Oh, when we'll wake up some morning, rain will wash away all of your pain. Yes, 'cause it never began for us. It'll never end for us. Oh, it never began for us. It never end for us. You are not my enemy anymore. There's a ray of light just upon your face. Now you see it'll be all new again. There is something else just around the corner. And when we'll wake up some morning, rain will wash away your pain. When we'll wake up some morning, rain will wash away all of your pain. Yes, 'cause it never began for us. It'll never end for us. Oh, it never began, not for us, not for us. It'll never end for us. I was looking for a place to stay. Are you looking for a place to stay? A place to stay. Oh, it never began for us, not for us. It'll never end for us. Oh, it never began for us. It'll never end for us. No, it never began for us, not for us. It'll never, never end for us, not for us. It'll never begin for us, not for us. It'll never end for us, no, no, no. Grazie, grazie. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Grazie, grazie a tutti.
Elisa! Grazie. Elisa! No, facciamo due chiacchiere.
Okay.
Già che ti abbiamo qui, che è una fortuna. Ma no, sei bravissima. Davvero.
No,
molto, una cosa abbastanza potente.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Such a powerful voice. The older I get, the more emotional I get. I can't manage this anymore. Well, I heard you sing, and I know that you've become a superpower, and you're an ally to the United Nations now. What happened? Well, luckily enough, we found some partners that are incredible. The UN for this tour, which is a dream. It's a tour connected to sustainability. Without them and the Music Innovation Hub, this would have been impossible. It is a great honor for me to be their ally for this new program. Flip the Script. That is the title. Which is a sustainability program, and the tour is devoted to this as well, right? So the first fantastic piece of news is the fact that you're touring again, and the second important thing is that it was designed to be highly sustainable. What does that mean in practice? This is something that changes depending on the country. There is a lorry fuel in the US, which is sustainable. We don't have it in Italy. But there are venues in the US and in Europe that are powered by solar panels, and they're fully renewable. And in Italy, we don't have that yet. But that's only one reason more to focus on this topic. So I plant trees, I hope a lot, and not in any remote areas, but rather in urban areas, because that is where we need to absorb CO2. Thank you. And together with Lega Ambiente, which is one of our partners, we will try and change something. The lorries and the trucks that will follow me in tour, I thought we would only have 4. And my production manager told me, no, young lady, you actually have 7. So we reduced them and cut them down to 2. And maybe we'll manage to tour around with just 1 lorry. Fantastic. And we'll try to come up with a green village at the venues, the concert venues, where we will be hosting a lot of certified brands. No greenwashing. These are people who seriously work. A lot of them are young people. A lot of them are Italian. Many of them aren't. That doesn't matter. But, you know, house cleaning, food, garments, we will offer a few alternatives to consumerism. Thank you very much for sharing this with us. And here she is once again, Elisa.
E siccome Save Soil è un viaggio, questo è l'aggiornamento del viaggio.
Since Save Soil is a journey, here is
Soil is not a separate subject. If we are interested in health, if we are interested in agriculture, if we are interested in the well-being of the citizens of today and the unborn child of tomorrow, attending to soil right now, this is a must-do thing in our life.
So this memorandum of understanding that we are signing, it will also bring some technical assistance to the Caribbean region.
This is a historic moment because here is the first step to turn around.
It's an extraordinary campaign.
You know, it's shocking and unnerving.
Wish you a very successful, joyful, exhilarating journey.
I will take care of the acceleration and joy myself. Yeah. What I need is, next 100 days from 21st of March, we want the whole world to talk about soil. If you want to say, I love you to your child, you must just say save soil, because it is a more committed way of saying I love you.
You are probably one of the most famous Indians. And what you're doing today is really important because people like you who have a wonderful following of millions and millions of people, and what you're doing with that is so important with saving the soil.
In the last 20 years, over 300,000 farmers have committed suicide. If this doesn't wake you up, what else I'm asking? What else needs to happen?
Sadhguru, you have the ability to change the world for the better.
This many people, 6,000 people, with today's technology available, various platforms available, if you make up your mind, you yourself can reach 3 to 4 million people, yes or no? Will you make it happen?
It's not about the motorcycle, it's not about the journey, it's not about the song, it is about moving people on the planet. Make it happen, huh?
Soil body.
I don't have many followers. What is the thing I can do to help to save the soil?
In your neighborhood, do a jig. Initially, people will think, what's wrong with her? After some time, kids will come and dance with you. Tell them, just go and tell your parents, they must talk about this. I'm saying go and request people, I'm saying at this time if you don't talk to people, we will be a very regretful generation. Please, let's not go there.
I think if we all contribute, then we have a really strong voice. Save soil.
Event is about to start. There is a lot of crowd still waiting for us to get inside.
There has been so much excitement and everybody is so excited to hear Sadhguru talk about Save Soil.
tonight was absolutely overwhelming, and I was so honored to have the opportunity. First of all, just to meet Sadhguru was a huge honor.
Sadhguru is very charismatic, and he says it as it is.
I want all graffiti artists, to whatever walls that you have, make sure that you use this. This is our time. This is our time on the planet. What we do here is our business. Let's do the right things and save soil, and let's make it happen. One of the most beautiful cities of Europe. It is time that we in 21st century show that we are a mature citizens of this planet, that we want long-term well-being for ourselves and future generations. This is the opportunity. Save Soil is that moment.
And I'm convinced that both our Minister of Agriculture as well as the entire ministry fully supports that trend or that direction.
He is offering me much more than I came to ask him for.
It's our common issue together. It's not for one nation, for one person, but we as people have to unite and to solve this.
In this wonderful city of Vienna. Soil is a common denominator to bring all of us together. Make sure the world gets it now. La 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 is your mantra for now, for these 93 days. And above all, don't pick a fight with anybody, it doesn't matter what they're doing, because we need every one of them. Namaskar.
Yes, I know war is an important thing, but it's such an important thing that we can do without in our lives. At least from here on, cutting-edge technology should not go into military weaponry. This you must pitch for.
What a ride, man! What a ride! È un momento molto importante adesso, perché su questo palco abbiamo un ospite speciale. Vorrei chiamare a parlare qui sul palco un funzionario delle Nazioni Unite con oltre 3 decenni di esperienza nel settore alimentare.
Important moment now. I would like to call the Vice Director General of the Organization for Agriculture and CFO of the World Food Programme, the biggest humanitarian agency in the world, and Nobel laureate Nabil Juneja.
Buonasera. Buonasera. Ma è difficile venire qui sul palcoscenico dopo questa performance.
It's difficult to come to stage, onto the stage after those fantastic artists performing and before Sadhguru takes the stage. I'm going to speak English, so for some of you, this is going to be a little English class.
Your sacrifice to ride into this magical city of Rome to spread your message, to save soil, together with your call for action. And you're only at the start of this long and arduous journey. By coming to Rome, you've also landed in the headquarters of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Agencies, which have such a close connection to the cause of soils. Over 800 million people across the world go hungry every night and will go hungry for the rest of this year. In fact, COVID, the effects of climate change, conflicts, even in places where we did not expect them to happen, and rising food, fuel, and fertilizer prices have made things even worse. The world's attention has been focused on these issues for some time now, and rightly so. We hear about these issues in the news, on social media, and for some of us, we deeply experience the effects of inflation even in our everyday lives. Thanks also to this global attention, people of influence are making commitments and pledges, and they're changing the status quo. But what about soil? When was that a headline? When will that get the attention that it deserves? And how? Because the most important asset that we get our food from, soil, is degrading fast. As much as 95% of global food production depends on soil. Food systems are under threat because soils across the earth are in a crisis. What some people call dirt is actually full of life, holding a quarter of our biodiversity. Without further action, our problems could get worse, as we would need to produce about 50% more by 2050 to feed a growing population. And this is where you have stepped in, Sadhguruji. Thank you, Sadhguru, for drawing the world's attention to the urgent need to reverse the loss of fertility of soil. Thank you for reminding us that the thin layer of Mother Earth that sustains our lives also needs nourishing. We must bring back the organic content of soil, looking to nature-based solutions to sustainably give back to the earth what we take away from it. Healthy soils are needed for healthy people and the planet. We must act now so that our soil can sustain healthier crops. If we don't act now, our children will not have the soil to be able to sustain crops. These are your messages, Sadhguru, but they are also the messages you have heard with a ringing endorsement from United Nations colleagues. I first learned of your vision when we met last November. Your initiative to save soil by drawing the world's attention and awareness to the issue is remarkable. As a global influencer who can touch the lives of millions of people, if not billions, we stand firmly behind you. Your journey has truly started so that we can start talking about and tweeting about our soil. Your inclusive approach, not to blame, but only to look forward together, is remarkable. Actions from us individually and from those with influence will surely follow. In fact, we are already seeing some of those early results. We must save soils. Let us make it happen and reverse the degradation of one of the most important parts of our ecology. Thank you, Sadhguruji, for this remarkable initiative. And excuse the pun, but none of us can leave this existential issue for future generations with our heads buried in the sand. Let us make it happen. Save soils. Grazie.
Manoj Januja, grazie mille, thank you very much. Un messaggio importante questo, un messaggio istituzionale. Adesso, come vedete, sono entrate due poltroncine, molto confortevoli, credo. Vorrei che a occupare la prima di queste fosse l'artista che poco fa.
So I would like to occupy the first of those ones, and please welcome Elisa.
Eccola. Dove preferisci stare? Perché l'altra sedia è bollente.
Where would you like to sit? Because the other one, the other seat is hot. So the other one is going to be boiling hot. Let's pick this one because the other one will be left to the real protagonist of tonight, Sadhguru.
Here's your microphone. Yeah. I have a microphone. My beard is sonic. Oh. He says he has one already in his body. Okay. Oh, his beard is sonic. La sua barba è sonica. Okay. But there's two microphones here, no?
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So,
no italiano.
no italiano. No, va bene. No problema. It's an honor to be here, and actually my friend Paola Maugeri, that you know, she told me you have to go play for this beautiful, incredibly important event, and so here I am.
I'm so sorry, I've never heard you before, but you were just spectacular.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's okay. So, yeah, I just said it's a very important day. There are so many things that I would like to talk to you about, but let's not waste time and get started. I am well aware of the importance of planting trees in order to save our planet. How can such a simple gesture be so important to save soil and life on Earth?
When we… Namaskaram to everyone. Is it okay if I do a minute's chant?
Of course, absolutely. Did you ask me for permission?
Kala na janati tava jananam, Kala na janati tava samapanam, Drushto maya tava mahakaraha Yogeshwara Kala Kala Yogeshwara Kala Kala. About life on this planet, life as we know it. I will talk about life as we know it, as we can see it, and life as we cannot see it. When we talk about soil, we're largely talking about that life that we cannot see. They're micro, not for our eyes. When we talk about this body, human body, 60% of this body is again microorganisms. Only 40% is parental genetics. So when we talk about life, there is life which is microbial, and there is life that we can see. Scientists say approximately 1 billion years ago, as human civilizations try to predict when human beings invented the art of controlling fire and cooking our food from the fire. So, we don't know, maybe 15,000, 20,000, 30,000 or 40,000 years ago, we came up with this idea, a caveman or a woman so came up with this bright idea of being able to cook food. That's how pizza came.
Yeah.
No fire, no pizza, all right? Sure. So, similarly, nearly 1 billion years ago, a very smart fungi or an algae came up with this fantastic idea of cooking its food from the perpetual energy of the sun.
Wow.
Yes, well before us. Must be very smart, isn't it?
Yes.
Solar energy. And that is the phenomena that today we call as photosynthesis. At that time, before photosynthesis started, the average oxygen content in the atmosphere was just over, a shade over 1%. Today, it is 21%. And it is because of this you and me are sitting here, because there's 21% oxygen in the atmosphere. It is because of this that every other complex life that you see has happened. So, this life that you see happened only after photosynthesis.
Yeah.
And the oxygen content in the atmosphere decides that. In the last 1,000 years, 1,000 years ago, how much photosynthesis was happening and how much is happening today, the drop is 85%. Okay? And everybody is talking about carbon dioxide. I'm not saying it's not important, it is also a significant problem, but I thought we should be more interested in oxygen. What do you think?
I agree. I agree.
So if you want more oxygen on the planet, large areas of the land should have some kind of green cover. It can be our crops, it can be cover crops when the crops are not there, it can be bushes, it can be trees, it can be something. Green cover is needed because green cover not only does photosynthesis, it also puts back organic content into the soil. Yeah. So when we talk about organic content, there are only two sources, plant material and animal material. This is all.
Yeah.
There is no other way. You can't bring it from anywhere else in the universe. These are the only two sources. Because I'm saying this with certain force and with a certain force to it, because wherever I go, people say, Sadhguru, my friend has an app. This will do everything. What is your food app in Italy? Hello?
Our food… well, I guess we have many.
Volt. I'm seeing Volt in Germany and other places, but let's say Volt. See, your app can deliver the food to your house, but somewhere somebody has to cook it. To cook that, somebody has to grow it. So this whole modern era that we are thinking app is delivering the food to me, is like thinking a plastic sachet will give you milk.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing. So this is very important to understand. No healthy soil, no life. That's what it means. If there is no soil health, no food, no peace, no civilization, no humanity on the planet. So, a whole lot of scientists, Manoj is here and many others in these UN agencies, they are all expecting by 2035, there could be dozens of civil wars across the world because of food shortages. So what is our plan? Many of you have children, what is our plan for the future generations? Unfortunately, they also call themselves Generation Z. That sounds like a last generation to me.
I know, that's… just not very good, at all. Yeah, unless, it just goes back to A, hopefully, in a different way.
See, what we call as life is essentially a cycle of carbon. Carbon is not a bad thing, both of you are made of carbon, both of us are made of carbon, everybody here made of carbon. Every life that you see on the planet, whether it's a worm, insect, a tree, bird, animal, human beings, all are carbon life. In this cycle of carbon, soil is the most important link. We have worn that link very thin. If we wear it further, there will be serious dislocations in the life process itself.
Incredible.
People always ask, will the world end, Sadhguru? When will the world end? World is not going to end, that is the problem.
We are going to end.
No, we also won't end. If the world ends, it's over. But it will cause immense suffering, untold suffering to human beings. That is the real problem.
Well, our grandparents knew how to cultivate soil
very much
without wasting. Don't you think that our actions should be inspired by them?
See, that's one way to look at it, nothing wrong with it. For example, in southern India, we've been farming this same land for over 12,000 years, the longest agricultural history on the planet. Oh, wow. 12,000 years we farmed the same land, but we kept it good. But in the last 45 years, nearing desertification, average organic content in Indian soil, in 62% of the soil, it's below 5%. Average is about 0.68%. This is death of the soil.
It's tragic, very tragic.
So, can we learn something from the past? Definitely, because see, life happens out of life. Life doesn't happen out of chemical input alone. See, right now, all of us are alive and well, fortunately, because so many people, over 6 million people, lost their lives during the last 2 years of COVID. Apart from the normal natural deaths, extra 6 million people or nearly that much happened. We're still alive here. It's a fortune because so many people who never thought they will die that early, their lives unfortunately were taken.
Yes.
But now we are coming to a place where we could all be moving in that direction, not necessarily because of an infection, simply because of weakened physical systems. Because the soil nutrient value is going down to such an extent, what is the soil nutrient value will naturally reflect in the food that we eat and it will reflect in the body that we carry. So, this needs to be fixed on on an emergency footing, because if we don't do this now, as FAO, the UN FAO says, average loss of microbial life on the planet is approximately 27,000 species per year.
It's a lot, yeah.
It is not 27,000 organisms, 27,000 species going extinct every year. At this rate, in another 30 to 35 or maybe 40 years' time, we will reach a place where turning the soil around will be very, very difficult. It'll take a long time to do that. But we are in a cusp of time right now as a generation. This is a challenge and it's a privilege that we can be that generation which turn back from a brink of disaster. It is possible to do that. That's why the movement.
I have children, I have 2 children, and I have a lot of hope in the new generations because they seem to be more aware and they seem to care more and they seem to ask for change in a louder way that's unprecedented. What do you think? Do you have hope in this change?
See, I'm not someone who thrives on predictions and hopes. I have a plan.
It's better than hope.
It's a very long-term plan, but the immediate step of the plan is to somehow get 3 to 4 billion people to say something about soil in the next 90 days. Here, I think nearly 2,000 plus people are there. If all these people make up their mind, with just the gadget that they have in their phone, you know that… what do you call that? Smartphone, or do you have a silly one?
Smartphone, yeah.
Which one do you have? Do you have a dumb phone or a smartphone? Hello? Smartphone? So if you are any smarter than that one, you must use it in such a way that you can transform the world, and you can. This is the first time in the history of humanity that we can sit here and talk to the entire world. Many great beings have come in this world. When they spoke, hardly 10 people could hear. This is the first time you can sit in your seat and talk to the entire world. Yes. Such a power you're having it. Don't use the smartphone just to send silly messages. You can do a little bit of that, but rest of the time, do something smarter than the phone, all right?
talking about that, how can we all contribute to this cause on like a regular daily basis? What can we do?
See, when you live in a democratic nation, there are two very powerful instruments in your hand. One is your vote. I will not mess with that, that is your secret ballot, you can vote whichever way you want, I will not interfere with that. Another is your voice. You must use your voice. I will tell you the example. In the year 1997, certain UN agencies came to southern India and they made a prediction that by 2025, 60% of this region will become a desert. I don't like predictions.
Me neither.
Because predictions are based on cold facts. They don't take into consideration what is beating in the human heart. What are human beings aspiring for? So I drove around myself to see, is it true? Then I realized it may not go till 2025, it may happen much sooner, because I noticed 3 perennial rivers had gone completely dry. Tube wells, which were at one time when I went there first, in 200 feet they were getting good water, now they were going 1100, 1200 feet. And in Tamil Nadu, there is a certain kind of palm tree. You got to eat this, otherwise life has not started yet. There is… inside the palm fruit there is like an ice cube. In summer months, it is the most fantastic thing you can eat on a hot day.
Okay.
Yes. So, these palm trees, when I drove and saw thousands of palm trees, their crowns had fallen off.
Oh no.
Because the borewells are going so deep, it is taking away all the water, the trees are not able to sustain themselves. These palm trees are capable of surviving in the desert. But in southern India, they were all dying rapidly. Traditionally, the Tamil culture speaks about this. There is a saying which says, when the crowns of the palm trees fall, you must know there is a disaster waiting for your children.
Oh no.
Way back thousands of years ago, they have said this.
It's amazing.
That when the crowns of the palm trees begin to fall, you must know your children's future is gone.
That's very tragic.
So then I decided what to do. At that time, that particular region's green cover was only 16.5%. National aspiration was 33%. So I made a barefoot calculation for this many square kilometers, how many trees do we need to plant to make the green cover 33%? This very barefoot calculation, I decided if you plant 114 million trees in 8 to 10 years' time, in 15 to 20 years, you will have 33% green cover. So I called about 5,000 volunteers, 4 to 5,000 volunteers turned up, and I told them, we need to plant 114 million trees. They rolled their eyeballs.
Yes.
114 million trees, Sadhguru, do you know what is 114 million? Then I said, see, your population right now in that region is 62 million. If all of you plant one tree, take care of it for 2 years and plant one more, you got the number?
Yeah, true.
It's just that all of us are consuming, but all of us are not willing to do the compensatory activity, that's the only problem that is there. So this movement started as Project Green Hands, and they planted millions of trees. Initially, I did a simple process for them to experience. What I exhale, the tree inhales. What the tree exhales, I inhale. I made this into a spiritual process. As people experience this, that one half of my lungs is actually hanging out there on the tree, now you can't stop them from planting.
Because they understand.
Millions of trees they planted. In the last few years, in the last 15 or 17 years' time, the green cover has gone up by approximately 11.2%.
Whoa.
Yes. It is the highest increase in green cover in the entire planet.
I think deserves an applause.
So… No, but the problem is not fully solved.
I understand that, yeah.
So, the next thing is we knew that the main river which is flowing in the southern India was going dry, which has been flowing for probably thousands of years. Today, for about 4.5 months, it is going dry and not reaching the ocean. This is a river around which I grew up. Then I was looking at this, okay, you can do projects and projects, as big as you want. Well, everybody thinks planting 67 million trees is a huge task, but for the size of the problem, it is just a drop. So when I saw this, I realized unless there is a policy-instituted change in the government, if it does not come into the government policy, you can do some wonderful things, I can do some wonderful things, but still not a solution. So I just drove from southern India to Himalayas, driving through 16 states in 29 states, 16 states in 29 days, and we gathered the support of 62 million people. And we had written a policy document, how to revitalize India's rivers, 760-page document. We gave it to the Prime Minister. Within 3.5 months, this became the national policy. Why it became the national policy so quickly? Never before any private organization has suggested a policy and it's happened.
Exactly.
But this happened because 162 million people were behind us. This is what is important. As a part of that, we also started manifesting this project in the Kaveri Basin. Kaveri Basin accounts for 83,000 square kilometers and 5.2 million farmers live and work here. Today, it is happening in a very, very successful way. It's because of that all UN agencies have joined up with us, and the government of India looked at this and made exact replica project for 13 river basins. These 13 river basins account for 67% of India's land. So if that project is done, it would be great. We've been pushing that for last few years. Fortunately, just a week ago after we started this journey, the government of India announced $2.3 billion for this project.
Oh, okay.
So this is forward movement. But it's taken 27 years to get to this place, and still the problem is not gone. Direction has changed. Instead of moving towards the problem, we are facing the solution, but still we have not reached the solution. Still there is a long journey. Why I am saying this is, if governments have to commit for long-term policy, long-term budget, something that bears result after 10, 15, 20 years, people must give the mandate, otherwise it won't happen. Tell me one country in the whole world where 60% of the population has spoken and said, we are ready for long-term policies, we are concerned about the planet and the future of our children. In any one country have they said? No, it is just 1% or a minuscule number of people shouting here and there. So the movement right now, the Save Soil movement is about this. There are 5.26 billion people who have franchise in the world, they can vote. We want to move 3 to 4 billion people so that 60% of the population, when they speak, no government can ignore this, because in a democracy, numbers are the currency.
It's a brilliant plan. I think we are very lucky to have you, and I will follow immediately.
Now, every week you must make a new song about soil and sing.
Okay, we have a deal. We have a deal, right?
If you do that,
Yeah.
I'll give you a ride on my motorcycle.
Okay, it's a deal. I do want to get on your bicycle. It's amazing. It's not a bicycle, it's a motorcycle.
Motorcycle?
Yeah, exactly. Would be too far on a bicycle.
No, it's a motorcycle.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think I have my last question. Well, I come from a family of workers, like my grandfather and my father. They all worked in this like shipyard, like a working class family where to work is very important. But I was always a big dreamer, and it actually made me who I am, and I was able to make music and make of music my life by dreaming. What's more important, to be more of a dreamer or more of a worker, do you think?
See, when we say a dream means it is an exaggerated version of what little we know. People start dreaming when they're children, and if they're genuinely committed to the dream, most of the time it happens. Because you invest your energy, your emotion, your intelligence, everything in the direction, so it could come true. But can I say something?
Yes, you can, of course.
My blessing for everybody is, may your dreams not come true. Whoa. Because you can only dream of something that you already know, an exaggerated version of already what you know. When I say, may your dreams not come true, I'm saying, things that you could not dream of in your life must happen to you, isn't it? That is when you have genuinely trodden into new territory. Otherwise, I know something, I dream this much. If I get to here and if I'm too happy about that, I will never get to that place that I do not know. You must enter terrains and territories that you had never imagined existed. So my blessing is, may your dreams not come true.
Thank you very much. I have no more questions. I'll go to work and write my song about soil.
Weekly one.
Yeah.
So we are writing?
Yeah, we're writing, yep.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Stay here. Grazie, Elisa. Elisa!
Thank you.
Grazie mille. Nice to meet you, bro. I'm just sitting down a bit. I'm really, the experience of having you right here with those glasses on, just amazing, man. What brand is it? Is it an Indian brand? Anyway, I love them. I'm not like taking precious time off this stage and off this building and off the right now, because it's time for another dialogue. Maybe like speaking and talking help us shape the way we perceive the world, and it's really nice to hear you talking. And I hope everybody here love to join us on the weight of having on stage Mr. Fabio Volo. Fabio Volo, Sadhguru.
Thank you.
Fabio is really excited and a bit emotional of talking with
io
you.
sono
Just
molto,
to say.
sono molto emozionato. Ciao a tutti, grazie di essere venuti. So I have to say that I'm very, very happy to meet you in person now, after I saw you in video for so many days. Also in my lockdown, I was spending my day watching your videos, so you were part of the family. I'm a little bit unhappy that I met you in this period of time with pandemic, because since the first time I see you, I just wanted to hug you. You know, and I know now it's not. If
you're willing to hold your breath, we can hug.
Yeah. I did a tampon this morning because I was just maybe I can give you my elbow. I don't know.
If you hold your breath, we can hug.
Wait, I can also put my mask on. Scusate, ma per chi magari non avesse capito in inglese, io è da quando lo vedo su YouTube che lo voglio abbracciare. I will I can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Because I'm a very physical person, so it's so complicated to... And I also thought there was a translator, and pensavo ci fosse uno che traducesse, quindi insomma, sorry for my English. Anyway, how do you like Italy first? So did you like this? I mean, you saw the best city in the world, Venice, Florence, and Rome. I think it's also time to go home.
Wow, it's a beautiful city. See, this is the whole thing. It's very important that what ancient people invested in to create a beautiful place, very important. At the same time, it's very important that we also know the pain and the struggle and the slaughter that goes into all this everywhere. I'm not just talking about this place, everywhere. What we think is great, if you look at the underbelly of that, there is so much pain and suffering. Why I'm saying this is, see when we… what one man could do suddenly, what 10,000 people could do, suddenly one machine started doing it and we were so happy. It was a glorious day. When you saw airplanes, shedding pesticides in a huge spray, we thought, fantastic, isn't it? See, now we are facing it. So for this reason, the intelligent people in the world must look at both sides, and whatever we choose, it's fine with me, but we must choose consciously. We should not fall into a pit without knowing what we are getting into. So I wrote a little poem on Roma. Is it okay?
I think we want you to stay longer. I mean, it sounds very selfish, but can you stay longer or can you come back as soon as possible? Can you stay here just for at least a couple of weeks? I mean, you were not very lucky with weather. Rome is very famous for an amazing weather in this period of the year. So I suggest you to come back, especially in October, but also now.
We will come back. Now we have to move because our volunteers have such confidence in me that this 100-day journey, not a single day contingency planned. Both the man and the machine, there's not one day of contingency.
Can I ask you what, because I know you love your bike. I mean, I think you…
I don't love my bike, I just ride it.
You drive it. Because… No, because, I mean, I think you reach a stage that you're always happy in the same quantity, but you look more happy when you drive your bike. Did you not regret a little bit, because, I mean, you're in a good shape, but to ride the bike for so long, I mean, I have a back pain in my back just to see your video.
Yeah, this is an advertisement for the yogic back.
Good exercise, you should do it.
Everybody is asking me…
Do you want to say something?
Shall I read this poem for you?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
Should I start off, oh, Romans? No, it's not starting like that, okay? It's called Roma. When your great walls… When your great walls crumbled, crowns tumbled, spectres shattered, all the cruel acts that make an empire ended, today your ruins are a great draw for all to wonder what spirit drives such endeavor, that breeds such slaughter and splendor, that makes one's head rise in pride and hang in shame. I'm a little bit of my mind doesn't see usually color registers later. For me, if I see this person, I simply first see the geometry of how he or she is sitting. From that I know a whole lot of things, what will happen in this body and mind simply because of geometric way they are sitting. If I see a tree or a building, so in that sense, I am a huge admirer of Rome because whoever did it, their sense of geometry is so fantastic.
I mean, Elisa also asked something similar, but when I talk in my radio show about you and I put also your words, I can see like tonight here, like also like a lot of people, they really want to be part of this project. And I know you already said, make your voice count, but do you think there is, because what we like about this project, that it's very concrete, no? It's not just a prayer, it's also something very concrete. So do you think there is something that we can say to everyone? How can we could contribute of this project, like in a concrete way?
See, the reason why we have made this into a journey like this is so that people can follow and magnify the image. One important thing I want you to understand is, the nature of the project is, it's not against anybody. In the last 2 years, I've been speaking to various heads of state, environment ministers, agriculture ministers, ministries, bureaucrats, scientists, activists, industry. I have not found one person who opposed it, because it's not against anybody. People ask me, Sadhguru, these fertilizer companies, how to fight them? I said, don't fight them. Why do you want to fight somebody? This is the whole problem. The moment you utter the word environment, they're always thinking whose face to bash. No, we must understand this damage, we are all partners in this damage. Knowingly, unknowingly, every one of us have participated, yes or no? Now every one of us have to become part of the solution, that is what is most important. This is not a fight, this is not an agitation, this is not a protest. This is a way of expressing our responsibility and become that generation which turn back from the brink of a disaster. We can either be that generation, or we can be a generation which will fight among itself, or sleep through and fall over and then grieve over it. Grieving over a disaster is no use. Preventing a disaster when it's in our hands, we must do that. And that opportunity is there only for this generation. In the next maximum of 25 to 30 years, if we don't do something significant, we will be a very super regretful generation. I don't want to be that one. What about all of you? So how? How is the question? One thing is, today for the first time you have all these social media platforms. We've been right from, from United States, we've been approaching all the major media. Everybody says they will not talk about anything other than war, literally, except a few. Almost everybody is committed to only report war. What is so fascinating about a war? It's the most dastardly thing human beings can do to each other. And we've been continuously doing it. I'm not just talking about this war. In the last 100 years, how many damn wars have we fought? Endlessly. So what are you so excited about a war? Yes, human lives are being lost, but we should not postpone solutions because there is a war. That is the big problem. And one reason why this is very important is, especially because we humans have this problem every 2-3 years, if we don't fight a war, our markets will not run. Hello? So, well, we are not able to change that right away. That is not something we can change right away. That may take some time, but we must aim for it. I've been calling for all the young people, because this will take 25-30 years if we start working now. That is, at least you must pitch for this. The cutting-edge technology should not go into military machines in every nation. This must become the policy. Whatever nonsense you have, you fight with it. Don't go on creating better ways to kill people. So one thing is to follow the journey on social media. You don't have to support me. You can start talking about soil yourself. UNFAO has phenomenal amount of research. If it's too complex for you, we have presented
a simple version of those things on our website, savesoil.org. You can look at it, or you can do your own research. Say something about soil every day. Every day say something about soil. And it's very important to your children. You put this on. Do not bring anger into children's life. Who did it? Who destroyed the soil? There is no such who. There is no one evil force which destroyed this soil. This has happened fundamentally in search of human happiness and well-being. This is the case of there was a potato farmer. You okay for a story? There was a potato farmer. One day he wanted to eat apples. So he went to the right tree, the apple tree. And out of habit, he started digging the ground for apples. When he did not find any, he became furious and furiously dug at it. After some time, the tree came down on him. We are that generation of people. Because in search of our own happiness, in search of our well-being, we are digging up the whole planet. It's not going to come because human experience, either pain or pleasure, joy or misery, agony or ecstasy, only happens within us. Yes or no? Hello? What happens within us? If we search outside, it is going to be a disaster because we will endlessly search. Instead of turning inward, we're turning the planet upside down. So this is one thing that needs to happen. If you sit here, see, you are the only creature on the planet who is referred to as a being. We don't call an elephant being, a tiger being, an ant being. Only you are a human being, isn't it? That means you are supposed to know how to be. How far away from that are we? So if you knew how to be right now, would you be blissful or miserable? Please tell me. Blissful. So why is it that we don't know how to be? There are many aspects. Shall I tell you my problem? Is it okay? Can I tell you my problem? You know, this happened when I was just 25 years of age. This year it's going to be 40 years. One afternoon I'm sitting on a hill, on a big rock, with my eyes open. Till that moment, I knew this is me, that is others. I have no issue with them, but this is me, that is them. But suddenly I did not know which is me, which is not me. What was me was just all over the place. Suddenly I realized what I thought the boundary of me was just my making. Suddenly I was everywhere in everything kind of thing. I thought this lasted for 10-15 minutes, but when I came back to my normal senses, it was 4.5 hours. And for the first time in my adult life, I have tears. Me and tears were just not possible. Tears flowing to a point my shirt is all wet. Then I shook my skeptical head and wondered what is happening, am I going off the rocker? Then I experimented with this and I realized, if I just keep my hands off my mind, I will become ecstatic. Just totally blissed out for days on end, simply blissed out. Simply I keep my hands off my mind, that's all. Then I thought, this is it, I've discovered this, I'm going to make the whole world blissful. On that day, the world's population was 5.6 billion people. I made a plan. I sat down and made a plan. In 2.5 years' time, I will make the world blissful. See, it's 40 years, huh? Hello? So, hey, why are they clapping for my failure? Why are you clapping for my failures? What is this? So today people say we've reached over 2 billion people, but 2 billion is not my idea of the world. Because populations have gone up, my idea of the world is 8 billion now. And I know I will die as a failure, but as a blissful failure. So this is one more blessing for you. I want you also to die as a blissful failure. Because you set up a small, silly ambition for yourself. You reach there and say, I did it, I did it, I did it. This is a silly way for a human being to exist. Because human being is one creature on the planet. For all other creatures, nature has put two lines to their life. Within that, they'll live and die. For a human being, there's only bottom line, there's no top line. And you setting your own line, which you call your ambition, is a silly way to exist. May you have a vision that you cannot fulfill in 10 lifetimes.
Make your dream not When I interviewed the other day, you said something that it was like very clear to understand about the orange. I know it's a very small thing, but people were very impressed because it's very clear the situation of the soil with this simple example about that. You know the number better than me. Like it was, we need 8 oranges.
Eight oranges.
Can you explain, because
Are you eating 8 since then?
No, I don't know. It's too acid. But…
No, the nutrient level in the world has… micronutrient level particularly has dropped significantly because see, by just adding fertilizer, the plant will grow, but all the micronutrients will not be present. That complex system can only happen when the soil is living, heavy with life. So, by putting a particular nitrogen or phosphate or something, plant boosts, it comes up, but that doesn't have what the food used to have in the past. Because of that, look at the number of ailments that are manifesting in the world. And our food is better organized than ever before in terms of distribution. You have a volt also, all right? But in terms of nourishment and well-being, it's not working. I do not know the statistics of Italy, but for example, in United States, for 350 million people, they are spending nearly $3.5 trillion on healthcare. See, why does an individual human being or a society seek affluence? You seek affluence because initially you have a choice of nourishment. When you have money, you have a choice of nourishment. The next thing is you have a choice of lifestyles. A nation which is the most affluent nation, which has an enormous choice of nourishment and lifestyle, spends $3.5 trillion. It's larger than India's economy for 1.3 billion people. Why is this? This is simply because the food that you're eating is something that you should not be eating.
Spiegava praticamente che per mangiare gli stessi prodotti che ci sono in un'arancia, che c'erano in un'arancia 20 anni fa, oggi bisogna mangiare 8 arance. Questo era l'esempio che dava proprio l'idea chiara della situazione del terreno.
I did not repeat that because it was
in
the video.
I just explained because it's very strong as an image, I think. Thank you very much. I think I'm done. I can go home and pray and be part of the project, especially. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Grazie a tutti.
Fabio Volo, grazie Fabio, grazie. Fabio Volo. Thank for the 2 conversations.
What are you doing with me now?
No, I'm doing anything now, but I think that these, we are very humbled and honored, and it's a privilege to have you here, and I think this privilege has to be shared with anybody in the room here. What about a Q&A with the audience?
Fine.
Vi va di fare un po' di domande a Sadhguru? Direi di sì. Allora, credo che ci siano i volontari che hanno un microfono. Sadhguru, I let you to the audience. I'm here. Please, go.
Oh, where is the audience?
It's a strange question. How become like you?
Huh? What is that?
How become like you? Maybe even like the yogi or an person. How become an person?
What's that?
How he became a nice person?
Huh?
How can he be a nice person?
How to become a nice person?
High person. High person. High person. Sorry, I'm.
Higher? Arta. How to become better? Is that what you are?
Yes, come te.
Oh, how to become like me?
A super yogi.
One thing is, don't waste your time in the morning shaving your face. So, people are always asking things in terms of physical appearances, unfortunately. When you're not concerned about your physical appearance, you become one way. Because the choice is this, you want to look good or be good, one of these things. If you decide you really want to be good, what is being good? Because people who think they are very good have caused enormous pain and suffering for others. Yes or no?
Okay, since we're running late, one question from the balcony.
Hey, wait, let me finish the answer.
No, I have to say that. Please be fast.
Okay, sir.
Fast answers, otherwise people are gonna get angry. And I'm the guy who's gonna get pissed off.
So,
One in the balcony, one in the balcony. Yes, blame it on me, no worries.
He's wanting to become me, so let me discourage him at least, yeah.
I'm the bad guy, bro.
So, this is not about becoming somebody. Don't try to become anybody. Every life on this planet is seeking, whether it's an insect, worm, bird, animal, tree, all of them are trying to become full-fledged life. That is all you should also do. Whoever you are, this should become a full-fledged life. What are the things which are holding you back? When you think of freedom, everybody thinks how to fly in the sky. No. What are the ropes which are binding you down? If you cut that, you will be free. Don't think about freedom. Just destroy the bondage and you shall be free. Okay.
You're too good. You're too good. I cannot stop this, like, you know, this beautiness of being here with you. So, fate quello che volete, fatene quante volete e giocatela. No, una dal balcone, veramente, one from the balcony. Or maybe two.
He's the boss here, what can I do?
Hello?
Dov'è? Dove sei?
Hello?
Vai. It's
one quick
there,
question.
On the left. On the left.
Can you see me?
No, it's up there. Aspetta un attimo. C'è lui. C'è lui là sopra. You see him? It's up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
My question is it how is it in India? It is a question of
please
hygiene.
Ask in your Italian.
Esatto, dillo in italiano.
No, I can speak in English. Sorry. It is how do you use what kind of products of hygiene you use in your daily life? Because I see that here in Italy we use detergents with surfactants and many toxic substances which are very harmful for the soil and especially for rivers.
Okay, we got that.
Yes.
All right?
Okay, grazie.
Yep. So the thing is, largely everywhere in the world, the brands have become international and almost everybody in the world are using similar things. Now there is a little awareness to change, but in our yoga center, most of the products are made by natural material by ourselves, and these are traditional things which have always been used, which are organic in nature. But to produce that large scale and distribute, still there is no business mechanism. It is beginning to happen. But still, international brands, as everybody else is using in the world, the same things are happening. These things definitely need to change, yes.
Thank you. One more question here.
Anche io. Me too.
Since you ate a microphone and anybody can hear you. Well, we have two questions. Be fast, please. Yours and hers. And then stop.
Okay. We'll give you the microphone, just wait, please. For a moment, let her finish, please.
Okay.
We'll come to you. Give him the second microphone after she finishes.
Hi, Sadhguru. Nice to meet you. I want to ask you, in your video, you tell that there is 5 things that we must not to do for soil, and there are 3 things that we have to do for soil. And you made the difference for each part of the world. What is necessary for this part of the world? Because I didn't understand in the specific.
The thing is, right now, we have written 192 policy books for 192 nations. Depending upon the latitudinal position, the soil type, the economic conditions of a given nation and the agricultural traditions, taking this into consideration, we have written a policy book which we are presenting to every nation, which we have already presented to your agriculture ministry, which we will also present at the COP15, where I will be speaking in Ivory Coast in the month of May. So, it is a very technical document. You don't have to go into this because this is a very technical scientific document. As far as you're concerned, see, this is the whole thing. When we are taking this step, if we think of taking that step, we will not even take this step. This is what happens with life. Let us take this step. This step right now is, we want to move 60% of the adults on this planet to say something about soil. Make this one thing happen. Getting the policy done in the different nations is a different process. We will move that at various levels. UN agencies are all with us today, the top agencies in the world are with us, so they have mechanisms to move it with the nations. But the important thing is, a massive amount of people must say yes, yes for soil, because it's a long-term policy, I want you to understand. It's a long-term policy in a democratic nation. You must understand democracy means people have power only for 4 to 5 years. In those 4 to 5 years, they would like to do something that will be completed in that time. Nobody wants to invest in something which will take 15, 20 years to bear result. So unless people say so, governments are not elected to do fantastic things. Governments are elected to fulfill people's mandate. Now, this is your business now to give your mandate that we are concerned about soil, we are concerned about future generations. This must be clearly stated. The next step we will take later. When we are taking this step, don't try to take the next step. That is how people fall on their faces.
Okay.
The man with the loud voice. With the microphone, speak.
Okay, this is the very last question.
Hello? Testing? Okay. It's not necessarily a question, it's more of a concern that I'd like to voice. Forgive me, I've not prepared this at all. I learned about you 3 days ago, booked the flight to come here, hopped on the plane yesterday. And my need is to speak. So what I'm saying is that the soil and everything, fantastic plan. What I see as a barrier is that we don't have time to raise our children. We don't have time to think.
Then if you don't have time to raise your children, you should make them.
I agree. But the matter is that we are moving so fast that we cannot spend time to raise our children. Our children are being raised by schools.
No, I'm saying…
That's not… just one… Let me finish, please.
Please, I want you to understand, this is not a time to give a speech. I'm saying this is a simple thing. If we do not have… See, you must understand, when you bear a child, it's a 20-year project. If you're not ready for the project, you should not go for it. Hello? That also, only if the children do well, it's 20 years, otherwise it's a lifelong project. Okay, if you please… Hello, 1 second. They will give you the microphone, just voice one question, don't please take time, okay? Please, give the microphone, just one question.
Considering that I don't have enough time or money to put into this quest of yours, I want to help. I want to speak to the world. How can I do that?
That's great, you got a big voice. All you have to do is… Yes, I'm saying you must use it. This is the time to use it. If you don't use your voice now, when? When it's needed, you must use it. So I'm saying it can be done in 1,000 different ways. Right now, you know, it moved me to tears today, seeing our school children going and doing small skits on the street side and gathering people and telling them about Save Soil. You have such a loud voice, every street corner you stand and speak.
Thank you very much.
You have heard the ancient speech of friends, Romans, whatever, tell him that speech, Shakespearean thing.
Well, we have no time even for add anything else to the issue now, because like we are letting us out.
Okay.
If we don't say just thanks.
Okay.
Ragazzi, veramente siamo andati lunghissimi. Mi scuso io a nome di Sadhguru e di tutti i volontari, non c'è più tempo per fare nessuna domanda, mi spiace.
Soil song then. Play. As we're going.
No, let's do the final greetings if you'd like to.
All the artists who performed, fantastic. Yeah. What talent you have here, so fantastic, absolutely mesmerizing. I look forward to come to individual concerts of yours and spend an hour or two there, whatever your length of your duration of your conferences, each one of you. I would like to come to, you know, when you perform by yourself, I would love to be there. I hope I'll have that opportunity to do that. Thank you.
Se ne avete voglia potete salire sul palco insieme a noi a fare i saluti finali, perché siamo arrivati alla fine, veramente mi spiace ragazzi, questo finale però segnala che c'è una grande voglia e quindi speriamo che tu possa tornare presto. I mean, the way we are ending this very, very intense day means that you have to come back. People, they want you. So please, book another one. Yeah? Io intanto faccio un po' di ringraziamenti. Gli artisti, Giovanni Caccamo, Bruno Risas, Elisa, Noemi, Fabio Volo, Malika, Manoj Juneja, thank you very much. L'Auditorium Parco della Musica che ci ha ospitati, ovviamente tutti i ragazzi di Isha Foundation e di Conscious Planet, lo staff che ha lavorato a questa festa, la crew di Billboard Italia. E ragazzi e ragazze, fate un grande applauso a voi stessi perché siete stati veramente compagni di viaggio di questo Save Soil Tour che prosegue. Sadhguru, if you'd like to share any final remarks.
I'm sorry?
If you'd like to share any final remarks and…
It's… 1 second. It is… Hey, wait.
Calma.
I would like to bow down to the artists that they gave their time for the Save Soil project. I'm sure this will go a long way because of them. I don't want this to be just one evening's engagement. She's committed already, weekly one song.
I ride with you.
You ride with me?
Yeah.
That's great. So, you're the most enthusiastic of the lot? Thank you, fantastic, both of you, fantastic. So please don't make this one evening engagement. This is a generational responsibility. We as a generation has to make this happen. This is our time on the planet. This is our time on the planet. We must do the things that we want to do. This very body is soil. My body, your body, everybody is just soil body. The magic of soil is it turns death into life. Depleted soils will not quench the fire of hunger. Unquenched hunger can burn the very world. This is a generational responsibility. Save soil. Let's make it happen.
you.